Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This is episode 12 in what is undoubtedly the best WWE Champions podcast on the planet. So the D.I.Cable guy show is in the house. We got a completely mediocre show for you today. Gonna dive into more of the cream of the crop. Gonna talk nonsense and pretty much do and say whatever we feel like since it's our show. Today's guest, back by popular demand, is Dr. Beth. Seems like Dr. Beth is the favorite host that I've had, and it's not easy to get her back. It comes with a hefty price tag. She's a busy lady, but we have her back today. With that, welcome back, Dr. Beth. How have you been?
It's good to be here, Mherex. Honestly, when I told you that it would cost you your soul to have me back, I didn't think you would take me up on that. I don't really know what I'm gonna do with your soul now.
I wasn't doing anything with it, so.
I mean, sure, but I mean, I'd hate for it to go to waste.
So, before we get into some other stuff, a little bit of housekeeping. Have to make the overlords happy, because they've been sending assassin cats. So, this show,
I have an update on that actually. But go ahead, finish.
I was just gonna say, as always, is brought to you by Big Red. It's delicious.
It really is.
And also by TWO, who I believe has a huge pay-per-view coming up. It's a Clash of the... I don't even know what they're...
It's Les Champions.
That's right. I don't do French, so it was kind of... I'm a little self-conscious when I try to talk French.
Yep.
So, thank you.
Yep. Crash of Les Champions.
Excellent. I hear they are once again offering their 2-for-1 poutine at this event.
I mean, I don't know how they can get away with that. I mean, their margins have to be losing money on that. Because poutine, I mean, you have to use high quality ingredients with that. You can't just, it's not like, canned cheese on a cheesesteak. Like, you got to bring it.
Yeah, you can't just throw a bunch of ingredients together and call it good.
No. Well, you can, just not good poutine.
Fair enough. Speaking of food, actually, before the show, I like to eat. Sometimes we run a little long, we talk a lot, and I don't like being hungry. So before this show, for example, I made myself a delicious sandwich. Took a big slice of cheese, super thick slice of cheese on some wheat bread, and tossed on some summer sausage on there. Delicious.
Sounds tasty.
Yeah, what's your kind of pre-show ritual there, Dr. Beth?
So usually, I'll get a Big Red. Have that handy because the more I talk, the more parched I find myself to get. But I usually don't eat pre-show unless we're doing it on a weekday evening, because we tend to ramble, and if I don't eat before the show, by the time we're done, it'll be very late. And like you said, we end up being hungry. And so, yeah, other than have something to drink for when I get thirsty, no. There's very little thought or preparation that goes into this for me.
I mean, to be fair, me either. I mean, we are talking about me placing my pizza order while we're doing the show.
Yep.
Speaking
of pizza, we had some backlash on the pizza discussion and your patriotism.
What do you mean?
People, it seems like there were people that supported your anti-pineapple, anti-American crusade,
Wait,
but
wait, 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 wait. Hold on. Anti-pineapple, yes. Anti-American, no. Nice try there.
I mean, you can't have it both ways.
No, you can. If a true American would never put pineapple on a pizza, and Matt Saber agreed with me.
Yeah, but the thing is as we discussed, it's not about like or dislike. It's about having the choice.
No, you absolutely have the choice. You just are a terrible human being if you do it.
Ah, it's coming off a little judgy.
About putting pineapple on pizza? Absolutely.
I'm just saying. I think there were I think there were other groups in the past that thought people were horrible people. Said groups aren't seen very well when we look back in history. Tread lightly, Mherex.
I'm not afraid to stand by my belief that pineapple pizza is disgusting. And I know all of our best and most loyal fans will agree with me. For example, Matt Saber agrees with me. Pretty sure that Southside Envy completely agrees with me. Who agrees with you? Payroll.
I don't even know if Payroll agrees with me. I think he just agrees with choice. I mean, if it's our body, it's our choice, Mherex.
You're trying to convolute the situation. The reality is pineapple on pizza is disgusting. End of story.
I think it's okay for you to feel that way. I think it's not okay for you to push those beliefs onto others.
You're wrong.
See?
Anyway,
This is where you're going down a slippery slope, my friend.
changing the subject, I thought you had some inside information about the assassin cats in Big Red.
Oh, yes, I did. Very much so. So, I got a call after our last episode. It was actually Pam from Big Red. And she called and she's like, "Hey, sorry, I've been really busy. I haven't got a chance to talk to you guys lately. Just wanted to thank you guys for all the good work you guys are doing. We appreciate the work and the plugs that you guys are getting for us." And she was just very, very nice, and very. She even listened to the intro for the last show, which I mean, this is Pam. I mean, come on, Pam.
Is it the same Pam that's going out with Jim?
No, it's her sister, who is also named Pam.
So Pam from The Office's sister is in charge of Big Red.
Also named Pam.
That's complicated.
Yes. They're half sisters. So they're not biological sisters. They're sisters, from first marriage, second marriage. Then they came together, and it just so happened that both of them had daughters that had the same name. So now you end up with two daughters named Pam.
That sounds confusing.
Yeah. True story.
I mean, I believe it.
So, yeah. So Pam, took time out of her busy day to listen to our intro, and then thought we were doing such a good job that she wanted to call me up and let me know. And then I asked her, well, if we're doing such a good job, what's with the assassination attempts? And she was like, what are you talking about? I said, you sent a cybernetic organism to Mherex's house to end him. You drove over my neighbor's foot. Like, what's going on? What did we do wrong? And she's like, no, we didn't do any of that. So, moral of the story, end result, is Big Red 100% very happy with us So I don't know who's trying to kill you, Mherex.
Whoa, I think I like this more when I know who is out to get me.
Yeah. I'm sure we can figure it out, but yeah. That
What
that is the update.
do you
Big
sup-
Red, very happy with us. So I mean, kind of
I
hang your head on
I have a theory actually.
that. Okay.
What if it's Shasta trying to take us down because we're marketing for Big Red and it's cutting into Shasta's sales of soda?
I don't think Shasta has the revenue to bankroll these types of hits.
Okay.
When's the last time you saw a Shasta?
I mean, every time I go to the Dollar Tree.
Really?
Yeah, 2-liter soda bottles, fam.
Shasta was the the black label with like the red cat.
No, they're still around. Shasta soda. They
Yeah, that's
like
what I'm
it.
saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Here, let me
was
let
it
me.
like a black label with a red cat on it? I think that was Shasta.
Shasta Pop. Let's image this. Not Mount Shasta. Come on, Shasta soda. I mean, Shasta Cola's got a mountain on it, and it's got Shasta on it since 1889. Family trusted Shasta Cola. They got Black Cherry, which is pretty good. Tiki Punch, can't say I've ever had that. Red Pop, and I think this is the reason Shasta's out to get us. They have something called Red Pop. There's
I don't see it. Like, I feel like if Shasta was trying to get us, like, someone would have hit you with a spit wad.
I mean, that might be the limit of their budget. You may not be wrong there.
What am I thinking about?
I don't know. I don't know. Red label with a cat? I have no idea what you're talking about. I mean, maybe way back in the day. It's been around since 1889, but none of the images I'm looking at here are showing that. I think you're...
Yeah, I looked it up. It's for sure not what I was thinking about.
Yeah. I mean, that's not surprising. You're quite often wrong.
I could have sworn that the cola that I was thinking about was from this dimension.
It must not be.
I'm gonna keep looking into it because now that's gonna bug me.
Okay, so you don't think it was Shasta out to get me? Fine.
I don't see it because these were some very high end hits.
All right. Well, so I want to bring something up.
Yeah, good.
A lot of our listeners, I'm assuming, are in my server, but not all of them. And I want to talk about a couple things actually.
Wait, you have listeners that aren't on your server?
I would imagine, but I think I also have people on my server that aren't listeners.
Yeah, that's why you have people on your server that aren't even
Subscribers. I know, that's terrible. Oh,
so like,
before I forget, is Hanson? I think Hanson's still squatting, by the way.
Yeah, he made it clear that he's not going anywhere.
So we're starting to have some issues with the server. First, we have Hanson squatting. He's not leaving. Whatever. Crappy pop music gets played way too often. It is what it is. I don't know what we can do to get rid of him. I have a couple ideas, but I don't think we should talk about them on air. And on the outside chance that Hanson listens to this.
Josta.
What?
Josta.
You just kind of Tourette's that right out there, bud. What are you talking about?
I wasn't paying attention to you, so we're gonna have to start that all over. We need to rewind back to the soda conversation.
No.
What do you mean no?
What do you mean? What do I mean no? I mean no. We're not going back. I'm not rewinding.
I mean, you're not physically rewinding. We know you can't edit. I mean, just
Just
stop talking
because I
about this for a
don't
second.
doesn't mean I can't. There's a difference.
So you are intellectually capable of learning, but you physically currently cannot.
That's not true. I absolutely could edit. Just no promises on the results.
So they might not be edited.
No, it just might be chopped up weird.
No.
Anyway,
I mean,
we're not.
technically,
We're,
deleting an entire program is an edit of sorts.
it is, and my cats have done that for me.
Yeah.
So if they can do it.
Anyways, the soda that I was thinking about was Josta.
Nah, there's no
What was
such
the one
thing.
you were? What was the one you were thinking about?
Shasta.
Yeah, so you can see why I would get confused.
Spell it for me.
Josta.
Oh my gosh, there actually is one.
Yeah, and look,
It's got a red label with a cat on it.
yeah,
Josta
I
with
feel like
Guarana, unleash it. Is this
yeah,
like, was this back in the day when there was like Jolt and Surge and stuff?
exactly. Balls, Surge, Jolt, Justa, all that. I'm surprised you don't know about this. This seems like it was marketed directly to you. It's a highly caffeinated beverage
With a cat on it, right? Dude, I loved Surge back in the day.
Yeah,
Did you like Surge?
yeah. It was like a more intense Mountain Dew, and I like
Yeah.
me some Dew.
Man, the good old days when we had Surge and Josta and Crystal Pepsi.
Yeah. Have you ever had a Tab?
Yeah, I've had Tab.
No.
What?
What?
It says Josta soda commercial, but then I see this thing, Cane's Chula Vista Crush, raspberry and lemon soda pop.
Like Undertaker's brother?
Yeah. Google Cane's. I never even knew about this soda. I feel like that we need to look into this. Cane's. Yeah, there's apparently a Cane's soda. There's a blueberry and acai.
So it's funny because when I type Canes, it auto completes the Canes socks.
There's a Pasadena Punch, which is lemon and dragon fruit. That sounds delicious. Weird.
This looks like something that they would market as oh, we don't use high fructose corn syrup.
It does. The raspberry and lemon sounds delicious, though. I might have to see if I can order this stuff.
Ooh, there's a Red Peak Rush.
Yeah. There's a watermelon and lemon. Strawberry and what is that? I can't read it.
Oh, seeing as you're being distracted by seemingly delicious flavors, I will warn you: don't make the mistake of being distracted by sparkling water
Oh, it's
that's
disgusting.
that has natural
No.
delicious flavors.
Sparkling water is like if you filtered water through that flavor and then tried to drink it.
It's not great.
It's
However,
horrible.
not all of it is bad.
No, it is.
Well, hold on. So, for example, if you make lemonade with sparkling water, it's delicious.
Really?
Yeah. So, I mean, same thing, lemonade, right? You just lemons, water, sugar, whatever. But if you use sparkling water, yeah, it's basically like you're making like a lemonade soda. It's bubbly, it's refreshing, it's delicious.
So I could be wrong about this, but growing up, there was this seltzer water called New York, and the black cherry was delicious, or I remember it being delicious. New York, original New York seltzer, the black cherry flavor was amazing.
So I will say that with sparkling waters, black cherry tends to be one that goes very well. But I made the mistake one time of like there was something because you were mentioning all these crazy flavors, and I saw something. It was like watermelon something. Two things that by themselves delicious.
Was it a
So you
watermelon sugar high?
no, it
Okay.
was watermelon and some other fruit. So you think, oh, watermelon delicious. This other thing also delicious. So if I have a sparkling beverage that tastes like those two things, this is going to be amazing. And
Has to
then I
be,
drank,
right?
and then I drank it, and it was very offensive. Not
Yeah.
the most offensive, not the most offensive thing that I have accidentally had though, but by far. Um, how do you feel about butterscotch, Mherex? Mherex, are you alive?
I'm thinking. So
Okay.
I kind of like the hard candy, just like I love root beer barrels.
Uh-huh.
But as a drink, I don't know.
I not talking about a drink, just the butterscotch flavor in general, or candies or whatever.
It's good on ice cream.
Hmm. So butterscotch to me is something that I wouldn't want it every day, but every once in a while you'll get like, you know what? I could go for a nice butterscotch candy, and then you have it and it's delicious, and then you're fine with that for a couple months. That's
Yeah,
how I feel about butterscotch.
I think there's some stuff that's like that. Like so, root beer is a flavor I like all the time. But yeah,
Mhm.
once in a while, butterscotch is good. You know, have you ever at Christmas time they have like a lot of times those little like they have a fake strawberry wrapper on them and it's a hard candy and then it's this hard strawberry candy and inside it's like this juicy gushy stuff that's strawberry flavored. You ever had those? Those are great too.
Mm, I think I have, but I don't think that they're a or that they're a Christmas thing.
Oh, I always associate it with Christmas. I could be wrong.
Maybe, maybe.
Um,
But yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. So the reason I ask about butterscotch is I'm assuming you've had Dum Dums before.
of course.
So I remember one day I went into an office and at the front desk they had a little bowl of Dum Dums, which is pretty common, little candy dish in office environments.
Indeed.
And on this day, I was having one of these. I could go for my quarterly butterscotch kick. So I look in the bowl, I grab the butterscotch, I unwrap it, I proceed to place the dum dum in my mouth, and this dum dum attempted to steal my soul.
That seems a little bit like an exaggeration.
This was not a butterscotch dum dum. The flavor, again, tried to steal my soul, and I quickly spit it out. I looked at the wrapper, and it was buttered popcorn was
Oh,
the flavor. So not butterscotch, popcorn.
guess you should have read that a little closer.
Yeah, so with Dum Dums, who reads you just go by color? I mean,
I mean,
the the red
if
one tastes red, the purple one tastes purple. I mean,
if you're a dum dum, you do that because isn't there also a pina colada that's fairly close in color?
yeah, but see if I had gotten that, I mean, I'd be I'd wonder why I wanted butterscotch to begin with.
Fair enough. Dum dums are delicious, actually. Incidentally,
Yeah.
if you have trouble sleeping while driving on a road trip, buying a bag of dum dums is very useful. You have to unwrap them and then you suck on them, and it kind of keeps you awake.
Uh, I thought you were gonna say have the person in the passenger seat throw them at you periodically.
I mean, that would do it too. So, funny story. Road trip drive with Mrs. Mherex, and I'm like dozing off and on while driving. Kind of head nodding, trying to stay awake.
Yeah.
And
Did she
she,
slap you?
no, but
She should have.
she screamed bloody murder, and I almost crashed the car.
Huh.
It
Was
definitely,
it unrelated to your nodding off?
Yes, it was because I jerked completely wide awake and then jerked the wheel.
No, I mean the scream, like
No, she screamed because I was nodding off to wake me up.
okay.
It
I
had
thought
to.
she saw I thought she saw a spider or something.
Oh no, she wouldn't be afraid of a spider. She's not that kind of Mrs. Mherex.
How many types of Mrs. Mherexes are there?
I just the one, but you know,
Uh, be careful, Mherex. Tread lightly. You've been
listen,
you've been
you
giving a lot of
stop,
interesting
trying,
factoids.
stop trying to stir the pot. Okay.
I
Also,
have to
we need to go back.
I have to defend women because
Whoa,
women
whoa, whoa,
are
whoa! Hold on.
women are poorly represented on the show.
No,
The first time I was on here, I was in affirmative action, and now you're talking about, you. There were rumors of you being un-American. You put those to rest. I thought, okay, I'm gonna give it to him, and now we have you running around like some type of Arab prince with your harem of Miss Mherexes.
there is only one Mrs. Mherex, but you seem to put the generalization that she might have seen a spider.
Did you say genitalization?
No, generalization.
I feel like you did.
You're just trying to twist this all up because I'm making a valid point. Anyway, back to the important part. The happenings on the server. We still have the squatter Hansen.
I thought we were going back to Josta. Sorry.
No, that's fine. It turns out you were right. There is a soda with a cat on it. Also, though, what the heck happened and who blew up my server with memes? What was up with that?
There was a guy. So from what I could tell, I was summoned to the server last night by, I think, Arrogant Bastard, and I showed up, and yeah, it was a wall of gifs, and as soon as I showed up, I was like, what is this? This is stupid. Why am I here? But then as soon as I thought that, someone posted a picture of Gordon Ramsay with 2 slices of bread on someone's ear, and they called themselves an idiot sandwich.
What are you?
And
an idiot sandwich.
It was perfectly fine. So I was perfectly fine with it at that point. But yeah, as far as I could tell from what I remember, there was a guy on the server, and he seemed intoxicated, and then Payroll and Arrogant posted pictures of Betty White for some reason, and then it just kind of went from there. That's all I can tell you.
Why am I not surprised?
More importantly, though, that's not at all what I thought you were going to talk about. I think you're bearing the lead here. Are we just going to ignore the fact that Ricochet is on your server and may or may not listen to the show?
I wasn't going to bring it up because I don't like to drop names. But since you've done it, apparently Ricochet listens to the program.
What do you mean you don't like to drop names? We drop celebrity fan of the show Bobby De Niro every episode.
You drop it.
But
incidentally, where has he been? Where has Bobby De Niro been?
I don't know. That's why I think, I mean, love Bobby, great work. But I feel like Ricochet, that might be based on the target market that we have here. I think we may have to shift towards Ricochet being the official celebrity fan of the show.
Okay. Well,
I don't actually know if he listens though.
You should do some you should do some digging this week.
I guess we should look into that.
Yeah, do some digging on the server this week. See what you can come up with.
I could probably ask him right now. Let me get on this server thing. Keep talking. That's
okay.
Fine.
So the other thing is sometimes we catch a little bit of flack for being preempted by the Westminster Dog Show or having to quarantine my computer part, but also that we had a distraction with a certain member of the server that required a lot of attention. He had some very long-winded questions and answers, and I don't know if I want to name names, but you might want to.
Yeah, so one of the main reasons, so we were ready to go. We had everything set, but we both felt that we shouldn't go into a show without being up to date. So we had to read all of those messages. And by the time we were done reading, it was like 2 weeks later.
Yeah, that was a wall of text.
Which I don't really so much mind. If anything, I'm curious where he's gone.
Yeah, what happened to him?
Yeah, I don't know. He hasn't written anything in a while.
I don't even remember.
Which is why we're recording right now.
Yeah, I don't even remember his name, to be honest.
Anyways, if you have any idea what we're talking about, post in the comments. Let us know.
Yeah. If you remember.
Also, tell us about sodas that aren't around anymore that you remember drinking as a kid.
Yeah, that would be good too. Because I think I think I need to go on a mission for some of these. I definitely am putting cane soda on my list. I want one of those. I want to see if I can find Surge, because didn't it come back a few years back for a little bit? I thought I remember seeing it. But sure. Anyway, I think that's a lot of the housekeeping stuff that we had to do.
Yeah, so to sum up, Big Red loves us. Someone is trying to kill you. Details as to who, still unclear.
Right. To further sum up, pineapple on pizza, bad. Walls of text make it hard for us to catch up. Mrs. Mherex, there's only one. And if you don't check the flavor of your dum-dum, you're probably a dum-dum.
Yeah. I mean, I would say in general, you should check the flavor of anything that you're going to eat.
Yeah, if you're going to put something in your mouth, you should know what it's going to taste like.
See, I made a point not to phrase it like that because I know the people that listen to the show.
But, I mean, really, you can't just dodge stuff because there's a few bad eggs out there. You know what I'm saying?
You can. I just did.
Fine. Whatever. So, let's, I'm going to catch everyone up on the big thing we've been doing with the show, called the Cream of the Crop, which is also sponsored by Big Red. It's delicious.
Indeed.
So to update you guys, 32 stars.
Oh, do you know that? Speaking of, sorry, I know we keep interrupting. There was some dude. So in the middle of all that nonsense, there was a guy who asked, "What's cream of the crop?" I think we may, we complain about Hansen, who, I mean, yes, he's a monster and he needs to be done away with. But we need to figure out who that was, because that may be a priority removal.
It was RB Masher, as I recall.
Yes. Now that you mention it, I do recall that, because it made me wonder, what does he have against running backs?
Right? Why does he have to mash them?
Like, is he a linebacker?
He could be.
What if he is like Brian Urlacher or something like that?
What if RB stands for right bumper and he plays a lot of video games and he just mashes the right bumper over and over?
What is that? Like a hack and slash? Like what
maybe he sucks at Dark Souls, so he just hits the right bumper repeatedly.
Maybe.
So, anyway,
we'll need to. It sucks because we'll never get the answer to this, because apparently I mean, it's possible that he's one of these people that clicks and then walks away, which is perfectly fine. Like, we don't expect anyone to actually stick around for us. But yeah, we're never going to get these answers.
We might.
It's unfortunate.
Are you making a list of answers we need to get this week?
I mean, I asked Ricochet if he listened to the show.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'm going to try this again.
Cross break gems are not row break gems, by the way.
Thank you for that wonderful factoid.
Yes.
So, Cream of the Crop Invitational, where 32 superstars enter and one rises to the top. It's proudly brought to you by Big Red, and it is done in the honor of one. Take this one.
You're gonna mess this up. No,
Yeah,
go ahead.
No, I'm not. I'm okay.
So,
Mr.
So
Poffo.
This is the Randall Mario Puffo Invitational.
Yes.
Full name.
Yes. You're just waiting for me to choke on that, and I don't like that.
Yeah. Are you about to recap?
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to do for the last 5 minutes.
No. Okay. Hold on. Sorry. Previously on Cream of the Crop. Go ahead.
You did that really well. Can you do that one more time? Like, is that something you can do on command?
I'm not here to kowtow to you and
Come on,
do whatever.
come on. Just one more time. One more time.
No.
Cream of the Crop.
Yeah, that's fine.
Come
Continue.
on. No. Set it up for me.
No, we'll have other recap.
No.
We'll
I need
have
you.
other recaps.
I need you to set it up. Come on.
I'm not doing it.
Just
again.
come on. Stop
I'm
being a
not doing
wuss.
it again.
You're scared. You can't do it. I knew it. You're a
can.
loser.
I'm gonna.
Nope, you're a loser. Loser.
You know,
Loser.
this is a
Nope.
terrible
Loser.
way to treat your easily most popular co-host. At this rate, it's going to be a while before Dr. Beth comes back.
I'm willing to risk it. I just want to hear you set that intro up one more time.
All right. Previously on Cream of the Crop.
32 superstars enter, and one rises to the top. Last week, we brought to you the incomparable acrobats, and in a shocking twist, Bailey made the list.
Yeah, that's the only reason I'm actually here, to be honest with you. Like, I was shocked that you would give any woman credit for anything.
You're kind of being the internet right now.
Hey, I was surprised. But
Well,
you proved me wrong, and that's why I'm here. Good
if
job,
more
Mary.
people paid attention, a lot of the hate that's been perpetrated is completely inaccurate.
That's fair. I mean, I don't actually listen to the show, so it was just, my publicist just said, hey, by the way, you may be on the lookout for this guy. He can be kind of dodgy. So
I am not dodgy.
No, yeah, that's fine. I'm saying that
Aussie Man has not reviewed me yet. I am not dodgy.
the misconception is that you can be dodgy. That is the perception that has been created, not accurately, but it has been created. So that's what I had going into this. But we're good. That's why I came back.
Okay. So, to recap, we have Masters of the Universe Triple H, we have Ricochet, we have Andrade, we have Stinger, and we have Bailey. Bailey Dose Straps.
Yes.
For
Previously.
for technicians, we have Kofi, Ciampa, Sting, and Sacco.
And then somewhere a certain user is apparently already building a campaign which he's just waiting to unleash at the right moment. He says he's going to wait for us to finish everyone and then just slam us with this Curtis Steven Angle campaign.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I don't know how that's going to work out. We have decided, because it's our bracket, that we are excluding some very rare characters because we don't have them, so they don't exist.
Here, here.
We have decided to include some rare characters because we do have them, and therefore they do exist. So, but I don't think... Do either of us have anyone super, super, super insanely rare? I don't know that we necessarily do. But that's beside the point. It's our show, so we exclude who we feel like. So we've excluded the Masters of the Universe Undertaker. We've excluded all of the Hall of Fame guys. And continuing that trend, we are going to exclude several people.
You haven't even said who we're talking about.
I know, but I'm just saying we're going to exclude several people from this week's edition of Cream of the Crop, the class that we're going to talk about. And part of the reason why I wanted you on this show, Dr. Beth, if you wouldn't get in front of me, is we're going to talk about the powerhouse class, which is why you're here. You're kind of an expert on being a powerhouse.
That's right.
So,
this is going to be kind of awkward if you put Bailey on there and if I don't make the cut.
I mean, powerhouse is really quite deep, so it's hard to say.
Yeah, that's fair.
It
is quite the powerhouse of a class.
It really is. And there's no shame in not making this list as a powerhouse. Also,
should have been a technician.
I mean, probably that would probably have been a decent one. Maybe a trickster. But anyway, this episode is the cream of the crop for the powerhouse class.
Round of applause, everyone.
It's what you've been waiting for. The powerhouses are here. So, couple exclusions right out the gate. Hall of Fame Scott Hall doesn't exist. Any problems with that?
No. I mean, I know he does exist because I ate quite a large Razor's Edge one time. But then I kind of lost consciousness afterwards, and he wasn't there anymore, so maybe he doesn't exist.
For the purpose of this show, he doesn't exist.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay. The other one that doesn't exist is Masters of the Universe Macho.
Okay. Completely fine with that.
Okay.
There's only literally one person in the game that has him.
I think there probably is only like one person that has him.
Yeah.
So the other two powerhouses I don't have, because I have all of the powerhouses except for those two, are Keith Lee, who I feel like we can leave in the discussion. Unless you don't want to.
Based on?
The fact,
yeah.
The fact that he's limitless.
Sure.
I feel like he's not as rare as some. He's definitely not as rare as Hall of Fame Scott Hall. He's definitely not as rare as Masters of the Universe Macho. We just don't have him.
All right. If you say so.
But we both don't have Hogan either, and he's definitely. I see Hogan all the time, and it just makes me mad I don't have him.
Yeah.
But we kind of feel like we have to talk about Hogan, or people are going to get mad.
Yep.
Walters, technically, I don't think anyone's really recruited him yet, but the few people have got him from the bags. Do we want to talk about Walter? Do we want to include him or not? Is he too new, too fresh, or do we want to talk about him?
I mean, we could talk about him. I think it's kind of hard to really put someone in when literally no one has really used them.
Yeah, we just have...
You're just going on preview. I mean, like, remember, I don't really see how that could go wrong, but I mean, you remember, like, the Woken Hardy preview where he looked like the most amazing thing ever.
Right.
And that didn't quite work out that way.
No.
Although I can't really see how a 15 charge finisher that completely refreshes itself could go wrong, but yeah. I only have one good powerhouse, so yeah, whoever you want to put in is fine. I'm gonna give you 4 picks for this class. I would just like one pick.
Okay.
That way, all of the blame for this, because I think this is gonna be there's gonna be a lot of people that think a lot of people are good and worth being on this list. I don't think anyone's gonna disagree with my guy. I'm gonna let them disagree with your guys.
I don't feel like that's okay. But whatever. So we are excluding Hall of Fame Hall, and we are excluding Macho, Masters of the Universe. So they're not able to be on here at this point. So, calm down, everyone. Don't get mad. If you have those two guys, they're obviously really good. Level them up, use them, blah, 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 blah. We're just not going to talk about them. So, I am going to throw out not the one a lot of people probably would expect me to say first. So you obviously, did you pick yours yet?
No, I've been letting you talk.
Okay, so I'll go first since you only have one. I'm going to throw out Earthquake with gear.
Okay. I have no problems with that.
Big reason is the gear is crazy. Gives him a lot of MP, also known as move points. 4 to all colors. So if you take that and you take feud perks and you take a 2 MP trainer like who is it? Breeze, for example, or I believe Wolfpack Sting is the other one. All of his yellow set is ready turn 1 in feud. So you're choosing 3 gems to make into blast. If you have blast perks, that's like 6. And you're choosing 3 to destroy. So you can pretty much blow up the whole board that way. And then you run him with an MP trainer and either red gem damage, or if you really want to make more blast gems, you can throw Rusev on him. A lot of stuff you can do with that set. For farming, I like running him the way you see with the green, red. Red, incidentally, is the other move with the yellow. That is really powerful. It buffs his gem damage by 50% for 2 turns. So you throw your blast gems out, you hit that move, and then you blow the board up and you kiss everyone goodbye. Strap him up with some double fury, and he's a monster and pretty much destroys people. Turn 1 feud nonstop all day every day. So the most fun feuding I have had is easily with Earthquake. So he would be my pick on the list there.
Yeah, I feel like to really be on the list, you almost have to either be turn 1 in feud, I would say, or be able to completely dominate tours. Which I don't know. Have we picked anyone that isn't turn 1? Words are so stupid. Feud.
Have we? Let me go back here so everyone can see. Kofi, he can do stuff turn 1.
Yep.
Triple H, Masters of the Universe, can do stuff turn 1.
Yep.
Yeah. Doink can do stuff turn 1.
Yep.
Ricochet can do stuff turn 1.
Yep.
Ciampa can do stuff turn 1. Andrade can do stuff turn 1. Stinger can do stuff turn 1. Wolfpack Sting can do stuff turn 1. Might not be your normal stuff, but he can definitely do stuff turn 1. Bailey can definitely do stuff turn 1. And Sako can also do a lot of stuff turn 1. So yeah, I don't think we have picked anyone to this point that can't do stuff turn 1 for our tier list. So
yeah, and I think the thing is, if they can do stuff turn 1 in feud, like with MP perks, they're also going to be turn 1 in tours.
Yep.
And I mean, at this point, like, you pretty much have to get MP perks both for feud and for tours.
Yeah, you imagine trying to do the Dun tours without his 2 MP bonus and MP perks? That would be a nightmare.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm saying this obviously you don't have to, but you're also not going to do very well if you don't. I mean, I guess you could, but that's just, I mean, you're going to probably end up using an MP coach in some situations. I mean, the biggest benefit is that it takes away the absolute need to use an MP coach. So then you can add in an extra trainer for move damage, for something else. And you're going to need that to do these harder hell nodes towards the end. So, yeah, I mean, the extra MP, it's super useful, in my opinion. So,
Absolutely.
but anyways, yeah, I mean,
And
Earthquake, I don't have him, but I agree with everything you said, and he checks the boxes of what I would want.
And also
So
because of the screw up with his event and the multiple chances to get his gear, a lot more people have his gear than even have him. So I don't feel like putting him on the list makes him super rare. Earthquake with gear. Some other people may not make the cream of the crop because their gear is still very rare. They may make it anyway. It's tough to say, but I feel like, for example, you don't have Earthquake,
Mysterio,
but you have his gear. Yeah, Mysterio, exactly. His
yeah,
gear's really rare for both pairs, and we didn't put him on.
yeah. No, but yeah, you're right. I do have his gear, but I don't have him. I was a couple of shards short there, unfortunately. I know there are people who have 2 copies of his gear, I think.
Yeah, I was one of those that got 2 copies of his gear.
Yeah. What are you going to do with the extra copy?
They turn it into hangers, I believe.
Oh, interesting. Seems kind of useless.
It is useless.
All right.
Okay, so he's my pick for 1. Do you want me to pick 2 and then you do yours to put something in the middle, or?
Sure.
So I would say I'm probably going to throw Hogan out there for second, just because so many different builds. He's amazing with Mr. T and a tag link. He's a fantastic coach. Yeah.
He's not bad in feud either.
No, he's really good in feud. He gets line bonuses more than anyone else. He's required all the time. A lot of different.
You can use any random gem generator on him.
Yep. In fact, I think IRS might be the best, because I think he does 5, if I'm not mistaken, at 9K now. 5 loot boxes, and those count as a gem. So, little tidbit there. If you have Hogan, take IRS to 9K.
I thought you were going to say he's pretty good.
No.
That was going to be your breaking news.
But yeah, I mean, he's got the 5 MP move that can destroy a row. 3 MP buffs his gem damage. So, I mean, and then the Axe Bomber is the wild card move. That's the wild card one that the IRS will work on. So he's making a ton of gems into wild cards. Plus,
you just break the row to fill, because the wild card move isn't ready turn 1, right? You need to use the row break.
Correct. Yeah, because that's 9 MP. So, I mean, if you run your yellow MP trainer, Acom, and then your feud perks, you're at like 6, and your turn is 7. So you just need to catch a row with 2 yellows for your wild card to be ready and not force a pin. So completely doable. And then, of course, the gem buff is ready turn 1 in feud, so all of his stuff is buffed up. I don't know how much higher it goes than 30% for 2 turns, because I don't have him, but I'm just reading off his list right now. And then, of course, if there's the multiply bonus perk and you can get to the black on turn 1, if there's plus black MP, then you're doing a bajillion damage on turn 1, not moving the pin bar kind of thing. Yeah, Hogan's a problem.
Yep.
So I don't want to.
Considering how I don't have most of the people you are going to mention, it'd be nice to have Hogan.
Yeah,
I'm pretty close, but not yet.
What are you at? I'm at 954 shards.
I'm almost at like 1700.
Oof, that actually is really close.
Yeah, close. I can see him. I can I can see the little whiskers on his mustache wiggling around when he breathes.
I believe it.
It's magnificent.
It truly is.
But yeah, Hogan. I mean, I don't have him. I would have picked him. So
Okay.
we can even pretend that was my pick. How about that? I pick Hogan. Mherex, it's your turn.
What?
I pick Hogan.
How is this fair?
I mean, do you need time to think of another one?
No.
I can do a second pick if you'd like.
No, it's fine. It's fine. So Earthquake and Hogan are in. No issues with either of those.
No, not at all.
So I wanna debate a little bit here before just outright naming anyone. I want to talk about. So we're comfortable with those two on the list.
Yep.
I'm positive everyone is going to want yours, or most people are going to want yours on the list. And I kind of hate him, but he's really, really good, and I use him still quite a bit, just not as much as I used to. I don't really hate him. I just hate that so many people use him. So
yeah, I mean, as we've talked about on previous episodes, you say people are bad, but what you just mean is that you don't like using them.
Usually, yeah. They're not necessarily bad. I just don't use them anymore. Maybe they're a little slower than some of the other options I have. You know, stuff like that. Yeah. So, the where it comes to now is there's a few guys I think that could...
There's one guy that you didn't mention that I don't know if we are leaving him out or not.
Who's that?
He's in the same genre as my guy. Also a powerhouse.
Don't know who you're
also stuns people.
Are we talking about Z-Rock?
Well, yes, but I was trying to not to name names so as to not ruin the mystique.
So Zombie Rock's pretty rare. He is very good. I have him. I just haven't bothered leveling him up past 4-star silver. 4 MP yellow move destroys red gems. So assuming you have
seems harmless enough by itself.
Yeah. But assuming you have enough reds on the board, which is maybe not the case because, you know, his finisher is 12. And if you want to be able to break all of the trap gems, you really need to run him with Daniel Bryan. So you could not run him with Daniel Bryan, and then you're breaking 2 trap gems, and then maybe run him with a MP trainer, like a dual MP, and you start with a few more reds. I don't know. I don't really feud with him. I know people that do. He's really good. Once that stun loop starts, I mean, it's 4 turns, super high damage on the moves. So he's kicking out a lot of damage. And
is it just 4? I feel like I've had situations where I wasn't paying attention. He did his finisher, and suddenly I was stunned for like 8 turns.
Well, the thing is, a lot of people have a skip strap on him too. So you start hitting the stun, and then you start skipping turns, and then, you know, before you know it, it's up to a bajillion turns. If there's reds on the board, it goes up in a hurry.
Yeah. I wasn't mentally prepared to get stunned that many times that quickly.
He definitely can do some work, so I think he's worth considering. He's really good, like I said, really strong. I don't know how turn 1 he is necessarily. I think a lot needs to go right. You can get the traps out turn 1 and then hope you can make a match. So
the other guy is for sure turn 1. So
yeah. So I think he definitely is worth mentioning to talk about. I don't know if I'll put him on or not. There's another guy I want to talk about. but I'm not sure if he'll go on because it's got a caveat or an asterisk by him, and that would be Kane with gear. 6 MP to all his moves. That's the strongest gear in the game, probably. I think 6 MP to all. It makes him really, really, really good. You drop your blast gems on turn 1, choose 3 rows to destroy with said blast gems. Then you hit your finisher and grab a bunch more reds and start all over again. So, kind of similar to Earthquake, not quite as powerful, but still really good. So Kane with gear certainly would be on my cream of the crop if we decide to include a very rare gear. There's not a lot of people with his gear, so not sure if that'll keep him off the list or not.
Yeah, I guess we can play it by ear.
Yeah.
I mean, depending who else you have in mind later.
Yeah, so I'm going to talk about a few guys that I think could potentially take one of these spots. So Zombie Rock, I was going to talk about. He potentially could. Kane with gear, definitely could. If we don't hold the gear against him, I think for sure he's on there. A couple more. I don't have them, so I'm not the best probably to break them down or dissect them. I'm going to throw Keith Lee out there. I've seen some ridiculous damage when he's at 5-star because he buffs red gems by 300%, and he looks really good before that anyway. So yeah, I'll throw Keith Lee out there. Like I said, I don't know enough probably to talk about him in depth, but he definitely could end up on the list. Plus, I happen to love him in the ring, so I would toss Keith Lee as one worth considering. And then Walter as well. Same kind of thing as Keith Lee, only have previews to go off of, so that might keep him off the list because I haven't used him myself either. But I would say Z-Rock, Kane with gear, Lee, and Walter, all worth considering. And potentially, I think Goldberg would potentially be worth considering too. Especially if you have his gear. His gear not as rare as Kane's. No one gets more 9K trainer love than Goldberg, except for Vince McMahon, probably, for Godfather. But, geez, you throw Big John Studd at 9K on Goldberg, Akam on there, and the new plate that just is at the end of the milestones of this event, although I don't know if anyone's going to get there, and he's going to recycle super well too. So I would say those guys are guys I would talk about, plus yours.
Yeah, speaking of which, I mean, you're mentioning, some of these people that you're not including because of how rare they are. I mean, at this rate, is anyone going to get Walter?
It doesn't feel like it. So depending on what happens this last week, no. If it stays the way it is, I don't think so. The Blitz has 100 shards in it. Let me look at my based on my numbers, if assuming Feud has 100 shards in it, I'm probably still going to be 100 short, give or take. And most of my friends that usually get the month-long guy, or that always get him, are about the same place I am. So unless there's a surprise midweek event or two, no, I don't think very many people will get Walter. But it's the last week, and sometimes stuff happens. So
yeah, where are you shard-wise with Walter?
So I haven't done today's tours. I have done today. But I haven't done today's tours, and I do have the biggie for the 35 bonus. I've bought the prize wall, and I finished today's coin. I'm at 1,431 shards.
So I haven't got the prize wall. So if we just assume I'm around 1,200, so let's just call it 100 plus behind you. So yeah, if you're not feeling good about it, I certainly now am not feeling good about it.
I am on pace. Don't know what's going to be in Feud. So not counting Feud, I'm on pace for 1,841 Walter shards with what's known. And that's assuming Faction can max the event. And I don't think that's a gimme, because right now when you look at the Faction contest, My faction's in 5th, but everyone is really close. Grim and Booty are at Grim's at 1.67, Booty's at 1.6, Haven's at 1.4, and then there's a bunch of people right in that 1.375 million range. So that's not looking great, really, for anyone to max either. And if your faction,
so your estimate is assuming that the faction gets full. How many are? Speaking of the faction getting full, I guess I should look to see. Oh goodness, there's 48 in that last one.
Yeah.
And then 43. Oh goodness, there's like. There's a ton in those last ones.
Yeah.
So that's a ton more. I'll be behind.
Yeah. So the last one, assuming like where my faction's at, it's 2.56. And we're at 1.56 with 6 days left. Don't see it happening, really. No, we're at 1.3. Yeah, I don't see it happening at all. The 2.15 might not even happen, and that's almost 100 shards out the window. I don't think any faction is going to max this month unless they throw a ton more points out. I think they're really off on their math for that, so we'll see what happens. But, yeah.
Didn't a couple months ago, didn't they have something where they were kind of off, and then like at the very end they just put out a bunch of stuff that had a bunch of points and a bunch of shards?
Triple H, Masters of the Universe, like that last week, there were shards for him all over the place.
So maybe there's hope.
Maybe. It's going to have to be something like that, though. Because, like I said, I'm on pace for 1841 plus whatever might be in a feud if there is any. But that's also assuming the faction maxes, and they're not. I don't think anyone's going to max, so you might as well throw 48 of those out the door.
Well, that's unfortunate because I was hoping to finally get a really good powerhouse.
Yeah. I really want him. NXT, he fills. So Earthquake's my super fast one. Walter goes boom big and then recycles it. So I kind of want a powerhouse that does that because I don't have Keith Lee. So, and obviously NXT Link as well, which Keith Lee has. So if you have Keith Lee, you probably don't care as much about Walter. If you don't have Keith Lee, you probably care about Walter. If you're lacking a bunch of the guys we already talked about, you definitely care about Walter.
Yeah, I mean, if you have Earthquake with gear, Kane with gear, yeah, you're probably not caring too much. Obviously, you'd like him. My NXT is satisfied by Killian Dane.
Honestly, he's one of my honorable mention guys, to be honest.
He's pretty decent.
Plus, you factor in if you got the 20% gem damage strap for him. That's
based on that. I mean, that's a really big buff.
Yeah. And then if you're... you also got to talk about, since we did with Goldberg, he gets the same trainer love with 9K Big John Studd, 9K Akam, and another honorable mention guy would be Shelton for me. Same reasons. Both of those guys can turn one in feud because of that.
Yeah, there's also that plate, which I'm also thinking I'm not going to get to. Mherex, you're bumming me out right now. At the end, there's that red-yellow metal plate, whatever, which that would obviously be super useful for Goldberg, Dane, Benjamin, all those guys you just mentioned.
Luger, yep.
Yep.
Yeah, the general's orders. That one, that's really, really
It's funny
good skill
because
plate.
it seems like Walter doesn't need that.
I don't think he does, actually, because, once he hits his finisher, it's just his finisher over and over again.
Yeah. Interesting. I heard a cat.
Yes, the little kitten, that one of them that we foster, makes tons of noise. He's a talker. That is... That is
When
cedar.
you of the cats that you foster, how many of them end up with you, or how many of them have ended? Does that
Okay.
ever happen, or is it literally always just get them out the?
So Foxtrot was a foster. Um, he was our third cat. Yes, third cat. He was a foster. And then technically Remy was a foster, but mother-in-law who lives with us adopted him, but he stayed. So those two are foster failures because we kept them.
Uh-huh.
Um, but yeah, it's really tough for me because I try not to get too attached. But when a lot of them we bottle feed and stuff. Actually, all of them pretty much we get if that need to be bottle fed. We get the harder ones.
Yep.
So it's really hard not to get attached. So I don't like it when they leave. But so far, we've kept two of the fosters, and I guess
I think
technically,
that's the same reason why a lot of parents keep their children.
I would say you're probably right.
I mean, because if you could just put a dish out for them, like, there wouldn't be that same level of attachment.
No, for sure. And
I
then
sidetracked you. I apologize.
it's okay. And then Drew would be my other honorable mention guy with those guys. Doesn't turn one right now without a line bonus, but he can do a lot of things and hit pretty hard.
Yep.
At least I don't think. Maybe can he turn one with the one set? Give me 1 second to look. He's 4-star silver for me and a lot of fun to use. I actually really like him. I think does this move? Yeah, no, there's no way to turn one of them. They're all 8 charge things. So, not quite. But he hits hard.
So all these honorable mention guys, these are guys that are just outside of your top 5?
Yeah, so I would put Shelton, Dane, Drew out of my top 5. For sure. Maybe Goldberg, although Goldberg's really good. So that the discussion for me would be your guy who we haven't talked about, and then Lee.
Who can it be?
Yes, Lee, Z-Rock, Goldberg, and Walter, and then Kane with gear. If we hold the gear, if we count the gear, he's for sure in. Kane with gear is an easy yes for me. The question is, because it's so rare, do we count it against him or not? So yeah.
I mean, it was for sale that one time, wasn't it? Or what was the?
No. So I got mine from an event. Everyone took the Volkov gear just about. You had to get really. It was super hard to get to. I think very very hard actually. Ray gear was on there a little bit lower. Not the bird gear. The Royal Rumble gear. And then Volkov and Kane were on there, and almost everyone took Volkov. I had just happened to not like Volkov because of the HP nerf and the fact that he's not turn 1. So I went with Kane gear.
Yeah, I mean,
no regrets on that one.
No. If someone's turn 1, that makes them more useful.
Yeah. So
it sounds like you got a lot of potentials for your last couple. So let's just quickly get out of the way. Zombie Austin. I mean, if you have Zombie Austin and you're losing matches, you may need to reconsider your hobby of choice. Turn 1, stun. In feud, if you have the +1 purple coach per match, literally every match 3 is going to refill your stun. So, yeah, I mean, some people don't like him because they're like, oh, he's slow, whatever. Like, once you're used to playing with him, I mean, you're literally doing the same thing all the time. Create your match 5s, match them. Just make sure you don't put them in a way to where they cascade into each other. Make a match 5, stun. Make a match 5, stun. pin, put purples out, make a match 5 stun. I mean, it's really not that hard. And he has solid move damage. Most feuds have a silence gem
Yep.
bonus tied to the MP perk, and you're probably getting that anyway. So
Yep.
yeah, I mean, I get that people are like, "Oh, he's slow. I don't like using him." Like, he's really not that slow, and he beats literally everyone. He's the answer to every possible problem you could ever have in feud, unless someone has an anti-stun streak.
Pretty much. Yep.
So, yeah, there's no way around.
No, he's going on the list for sure. I'm not going to argue against that. I think my big thing is, like you said, you do the same thing over and over. And when you're good with Austin, he's not that slow. Assuming you have him 4-star gold, you have a strap on him, that kind of stuff. But he is a little bit repetitive, so I get kind of bored with him. A lot of clicking. That's not super fun for me. But yes, he's super, super good, super powerful, save you a ton of health packs. That stun reloads, like you said, with a match, assuming you have the right trainers and coaches. So yeah, no argument at all. And heaven forbid you get his gear, then he's not slow at all.
Yeah.
That's 300% silence gem damage, so all of those silences you're matching are 3 times gems. It's like having a 3 multi on it.
Yeah, these 300% gears, I don't know what's going on with that.
I'd like some of those.
Yeah. What do we got? We got Junkyard Dog.
Yep.
Doesn't his do it for everything?
Yeah, every gem.
Which at least he's a
showboat,
so it's not as horrible, but it's still pretty bad.
Yeah, when he hits a 3 yellow match, it's pretty bad.
Oh goodness. Keith Lee just made 837 red gems.
Yeah, he does that.
I wasn't paying attention.
He
made so many red gems, it won't even let. Anyways, so I have no idea what we were talking about.
We put Z Austin on the list.
300% gears.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, we got Zombie Month coming up. It'd be cool to get that gear.
Yeah.
Zombie Austin, he's one of those guys where, I find myself in a tricky situation because he's my best powerhouse. But aside, you say, aside from move damage and health and gem damage, he doesn't really gain anything. But I mean, move damage, health, and gem damage is kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's one of those things where you hear a lot of people say, oh, you don't really need him at 5-star, which I totally get, but I mean, it's not a bad decision to take him to 5-star, I wouldn't say.
If he's your best powerhouse, then it's a good decision, right? Like, that's what all of these boil down to, really, in my opinion. If they're your best guy, take him and say screw everyone else. That's my opinion.
What if their best guy is Andre Showboat?
He's not their best guy.
Just saying.
He's not.
All right. So
although at 5-star, he does get a yellow move that destroys a couple rows.
There you go. You heard it here first, guys. Level up your Showboat.
No, stop. Do not. He's horrible.
He's not horrible.
He's just not even kind of your best showboat.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's good at one thing, but you should grow out of that eventually. We did a whole showboat episode where we talked about this. So
we did. Okay. So we have 3 set: Earthquake, Hogan, and Z Austin. Earthquake with gear. Those 3 are set in stone.
What do you think about Kane with gear?
If we're not holding the gear against him, he's definitely on the list because he can do so much.
Can Keith Lee turn 1?
Good question. I don't use him because I don't have him, and I haven't watched very many previews. Let me look at his card real quick. Yes, I believe so. Hurricane Rana 7 blue. Choose 3 gems to make into 2 turn countdown gems. That makes 6 random gems into red gems when activated. And his other blue reduces the countdown gem timer by 2. So drop that, hit that, and that's when they make 18 red gems. Turn 1.
It's unnecessary.
Yeah, it really is.
So, yeah, I feel like Keith Lee, even though neither of us have him, I think he kind of has to go on the list at this point.
I agree. Keith Lee goes on the list, 100%.
So we got Earthquake, we got Stone Cold, Keith Lee. Who was the first person you said? Wait, was Earthquake the first person you said?
Yeah, Earthquake, Hogan, Z Austin, and Keith Lee.
Hogan, that's who. Oh goodness,
Yeah.
I can't believe I forgot Hogan. All right, so we got 4. So we got 1 spot left, or at least 1 traditional spot. Remember, we got some wild cards that we can do whatever we want with later. But let's stick to 5 for today.
Sounds good. So 1 more. We have potentially, if we want to, Walter. We have Kane with gear. And we have Goldberg with gear. Probably would be the 3 we're talking about, huh?
Yeah, I'm looking through the...
Let's exclude Walter because we just have previews. And we still don't know how many people are going to get him. So let's just exclude him.
Yeah, based on rarity. I mean, do you think Keith Lee is up there that much?
Yes, I do.
Unfortunate.
His event, people spent a couple 300. They got him. I didn't spend anything, and I think I have 750 of the 1200 shards. And then there was a lot of times after where they had the shard shakeups and stuff. There's a lot of Keith Lees out there. I just didn't want to spend as much as it would have cost me. So,
you know who people have? Brock Lesnar.
Yes, Goldberg's better though.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I guess the question is, are we going to throw Goldberg on there, or are we going to hold Kane's gear rarity against him?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think at this point it's between Goldberg and Kane with gear.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're just ignoring that, which one do you think is better?
Kane.
Like, not even, no doubt, it's not even something to consider.
Yes.
And then Drew below Goldberg?
Yes, I think so. Yes, because he can't turn 1. And
Yep.
Goldberg turns 1 the blast, turns 1 the choose. Yeah, yeah. I mean, plus, frickin' how many... Akam gives him an extra red. He's choosing a bajillion reds. You strap him up, double fury him, 4-star. Yeah, I think Goldberg, it's got to be better.
Better than Drew, not Kane.
For feud, yes. I feel like yes. Although Drew's probably going to win on turn 2, so maybe not. If can Goldberg finish people turn 1? Or has he got a cycle? He's probably got a cycle. So,
I mean, I don't know. Like,
I've never feuded with him, to be honest, because I just haven't.
I think I've only been hit with his move once, and I did not kick out. And ever since then, he's been a stone cold stun lock kind of guy for me.
Really?
Yeah, I have no desire to be hit with his choose move.
Okay, well there you have it. Let's put him. Are we gonna go? Are we gonna hold the gear against Kane or not?
See, my only problem with that is you had no hesitation to say Kane with gear better.
Well, the thing with Kane with gear, if you really, really, really want to be a jerk, you just run him double armor and Honky Tonk Man because he has a wide open trainer spot. And when you drop the blast gems and blow the 3 rows up, no one's kicking out. They just won't. Like, they literally won't. So yeah, I don't have any hesitation.
Then yeah, whatever. Again, you have him with gear. So yeah, I think whatever, I don't care.
All right, Kane it is. Honorable mention to Goldberg and the freebies, Shelton and Killian Dane and Drew.
Yep. And Brock.
Cream of the crop.
I mean, I mentioned him, and I did it with much honor. Therefore, honorable mention.
I see what you did there.
Powerhouse. How can there be so many good ones, and I have one from this list? How is that possible?
You know, that's a great question. I don't know. I feel like you should have got at least one of those guys in there.
I have one.
Well, no, I mean, other than Austin, you should have. The other guys. Yeah. I guess also honorable mention for Z-Rock too, for sure.
Yeah.
And we didn't talk about Phenom, but I think he probably has some legs to the conversation too. But that's more a 5-star conversation, I think. So, but yeah, I think
so many people like wet themselves over X-Pac. And I get it. Like, I guess for a while, Phenom was rarer than X-Pac, so everyone has X-Pac. But I mean, if I had to pick one, if you were just gonna hand me an MP Thief for purple, he still has purple, right?
Yeah, I'm assuming you're talking about 6.
But it's the same dude. I don't know if you knew that. It's the same guy. He's just changed his clothes.
Okay.
Yeah. The black one.
The striker.
That's right.
Right. No, I prefer Phenom over 6, yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, at this point, like I said, everyone got 6. You know, most people have them leveled up already. But if I had to choose between the two, like right now, I mean, my 6 is higher. Just because even though I don't have any of the good powerhouses, I feel like there's a bunch of them that are worth, doing some stuff with.
Oh, for sure.
And then, because you think about a situation where it's like, oh, Kane, well, if I ever got the gear, suddenly Kane would be amazing.
Correct.
So, powerhouses. This is a very upsetting episode for me. I don't know why you would bring me in for this episode.
Because you're a powerhouse? Question mark?
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it. It was just very selfish of you.
No? I don't think it was.
I do.
Look, it's really hard to find someone for the show, dude.
That's fair.
It's not like people
especially when you you wing it and then don't have the time to do the prep.
Dude, this is the most prep I've ever done for a show. What are you talking about?
That's false.
It is false.
There's no way that's true.
I think it's more fun when we wing it, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, it's certainly not worse.
No, it couldn't really get worse.
Nah. All right. So let's put a bow on that. So you said Earthquake with gear.
Yep.
Hogan.
Yep.
Zombie Austin.
Yep.
Kane with gear.
Yep.
And Keith Lee.
Yep.
All people that I have absolutely no desire ever being hit with. So
true facts.
I'm okay with that list.
Yeah, me too.
That being said, in Showdown, except for Hogan with T, Kofi's not scared of any of those guys.
True facts.
So, word to Kofi. Anyways,
Sokko's not scared of him either, so I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be interesting. Is this once we start fighting these guys through the brackets? That's going to be really interesting. I feel like.
Yep. Yeah. The matchmaking I think is going to be really interesting. It's gonna be great. Where opening round Kofi versus Sako.
That would be stupid. Just so you guys know, how I'm entering them on the sheet is not where they're bracketed. I'm just filling it in now. We're going to random number generate it and assign it that way. So we can't weight it to or skew it. We're going to completely randomize the bracket.
Indeed.
I'm really looking forward to when we start going through the matchups and we debate who's better than who. I think that's when this is. I'm enjoying it already, but I think that's going to be very, very fun.
Yeah. It'll be great. Are you ready for a game, kind sir?
Yes, I have yet to be defeated by you, so.
Yeah, I mean it's not about defeating you. Just having fun, dude. Relax.
Yes, winning is fun. I agree.
All right. So let's see what I would like to do today. I believe that I have made my decision. So when you are ready, sir, feel free to start.
What can I not ask again?
If it's dodgy, you can't ask it. So you can't ask about classes or eras until 10 questions in. Once you ask about one, you can't ask about the other one until 15 questions in. You can't do iterative questions where you just ask a cheap, cheesy question over and over again until you get to where you're trying to be. There's probably more, but those were the big ones.
Okay.
Like, for example, you can't get around class by saying, is this finisher black?
Fair enough. Okay.
Don't be dodgy.
Does this character have blast gems?
He does not. That is one.
Okay. So I'm assuming I can't ask another gem type because that'll be an iteration. Like, does this character have row breaks?
I'm going to say that you can, but save them until after question 10.
Fair enough. So no blast gems, can't ask gem type until after 10. Okay. Does this character have blue? Does this character use blue moves?
I just said that. Okay, yes,
I didn't say his finisher.
sure.
It's just look. Every class has blue moves in it, so that doesn't narrow it down that much.
Sure, that's why I said yes.
Okay. Thank you.
And we'll do the same thing.
Right.
You can't ask color question moves until question 10.
So no blast gems and has blue moves.
Yes, that's 2.
Okay.
So really, I guess iterative questions aren't bad. You just can't keep asking them over and over again. We need a cooldown period on them.
Yes. Does this character have a beard?
No. That is 3.
Okay. A surprising amount of these guys have beards, so.
Yeah, man, beards are popular nowadays.
Yeah.
Beards and CrossFit. Although I don't know what's going on with that now that you can't be with people.
It's probably not good.
No.
How to narrow this down now? Is this character wearing any kind of headgear, like a hat or a hood, etc.?
No, he is not. That is 4. And remember, what we're going to open it up to is you can ask iterative questions, but then you can't ask it right away. So
Right.
if you have something in mind.
Does this character have a weapon?
No. You asked me that last time, and I got confused. And I got confused again, and then I remembered what you meant.
Yeah, the picture screen when they're holding a weapon. There's a decent amount of guys that have a weapon, so.
Yeah.
What question am I on?
I believe that's 5.
Ooh. Is this character wearing a shirt?
Yes.
Okay. So it was no beard, right?
Correct.
And wearing a shirt.
Uh-huh.
No blast gems.
Correct.
And no headgear.
Correct.
And blue moves.
Correct. I hear the gears spinning. Think out loud, Mherex.
I'm trying to think of how I can weasel around stuff. I really, really am. Breeze has gear on his head, so it's not him. Bruno's not wearing shirt. Drew's got beard. Cena doesn't have blue moves. I'm like literally going through my list here of characters. Oh, headgear. Sting doesn't have a shirt. He's got a weapon. He's got a beard. Orton, no shirt. X-Pac's got headgear. Hall doesn't have blue moves. It's not Zombie Rock. It's not Anvil. Sting doesn't have blue.
You know, in the time it takes you to look through all of these, you probably could have asked 2 or 3 random questions and gotten much closer.
Yeah, but I don't know what question to ask.
Ask anything.
Is this character wearing a robe?
No. That's a good question. That's 7, I believe.
Okay. Is this character wearing a singlet?
No. That is 8.
Oh. Is this character wearing glasses?
No. That is 9.
This character's wearing nothing. He's got no accessories. No blue moves for Triple H.
Maybe he is a never nude.
I asked if he was wearing a jacket, right?
You did not.
Is this character wearing a jacket?
He is. That is 9.
Ooh. Does this character have face paint?
No. That is 10.
Dang it.
Your iterations have refreshed.
And I can now ask class era, right?
Yes.
Jeez. Can I ask male, female yet? Or is that 15?
Let's put that to 15 because that's kind of a big one.
Is this character wearing a tie?
No tie.
You said no face paint, right?
Correct.
No, yeah.
No face paint.
Yeah, okay. You said no You said no singlet. No hat. Well, frick. I've narrowed this down to a lot of people.
Well,
He's got headgear. No tie, so it's not Bruno. No face paint, it's not Warrior. Piper doesn't have blue. Rude, no. Lawler, no. No. KO,
ask
no.
more questions, Mherex.
Is it modern era?
I don't know. No. 12.
I can't ask any more eras, right?
What is that? 12?
Yeah.
Let's wait until 15. Or you know what? How many errors are there? There's a bunch of errors, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can ask error again. I'll allow it.
Is this character Ruth? No. Is this character attitude?
No. That is 13, I believe. So we'll wait until 15 for that to refresh.
Not attitude, not modern. When can I ask? Can I ask class yet?
When we get to 15, I will open up all questions.
Okay. So, does this character have blonde hair?
No, that is 14.
Dang it. I was really thinking it was Showboat Dolph there for a second.
One more, and we enter the free-for-all.
There's not a lot of clean-shaven guys with shirts and no hats. You know that?
I mean,
blonde hair,
maybe,
no. So it's not Jericho.
I was going to say, maybe not in wrestling, but if you just go outside, they're all over the place.
You said no to the jacket, right?
Incorrect. I said yes to the
Yes
jacket.
to the
I said
jacket.
no to the robe.
Okay. Does this character have... Does this character have a shield tag link?
I don't know.
I guess I should look to see if the guy I was thinking about actually had a shield link. I just assumed he did. Yeah.
No, he does not.
All right. Is that 15?
That is 15.
Okay.
So,
jeez.
all questions wide open, sir.
Legend era?
Not legend. That is 16.
Jeez, you might beat me for the first time here. So not attitude, not modern, not legend. Ooh.
Wearing a jacket,
man.
wearing a shirt, clean shaven.
So not attitude. So I can go right past all them. Not legend. Go right past all them. Not modern. And go right past all them. None of those fit new gen guys. Is this character a male?
Yes.
Okay.
17.
Oh, wait. There is a new gen. Oh, is this character a striker?
Yes. 18.
Is this character new gen?
No. 19.
I'm on my last one, so
Yeah.
it's a
This
striker?
one has to be your guess.
Okay,
So
it's
it is a striker. He is wearing a jacket. He is wearing a shirt. He is clean shaven. He is not attitude. He is not modern. He is not legend. He's not wearing a hat. He's not wearing a robe. He does not have a shield tag link. He's a striker. I think those are some of the big ones. He uses blue moves.
Yep.
He did not use blast gems.
Well,
You
holy
got
heck.
a lot of information. I feel like you can do this.
I think it's got to be someone I don't have.
Which is funny because I didn't do that on purpose.
Let me look at who I don't have.
So I was under the impression that you had this person.
No, I do, because I have the only strikers I don't have are. Oh man, the pressure's on. The Dudley, Harper, Farouk, and Sid.
He's not blonde. That was one of your questions.
Yep, and so it's not Sid.
So it can't be Sid. Harper
has a beard.
Has a beard, so it can't be him. Dudley also has a beard, doesn't he?
Yeah, Andy's
or
attitude.
Goatee or something.
Andy's attitude era.
Yeah. What was the other guy?
Those are the ones I don't have, I think. Okay. So Steamboat doesn't have a jacket. He's got a karate gi.
A karate gi is not a jacket. I would say that's closer to a robe than a jacket.
Yeah, I would say that's a robe too.
So I would have probably asked you to clarify or something.
Yeah. No tie, so it's not Striker Rick. Also Attitude Era. Balor has got a jacket, but he also has facial hair, so it's not Balor. I think I'm going to be stumped this time. That all these guys have facial hair or a jacket, except for Rocky Maivia.
Well, he does have a jacket. He doesn't have a robe.
No, I know, but like, I'm looking at my strikers.
I mean, how many strikers have jackets?
Okay. I got it. Linking gear. Yep, I got it. Okay. It's Dean Ambrose, the Lunatic Fringe.
It is indeed Dean Ambrose, Lunatic Fringe.
Woo. I thought you were going to get me there.
I wasn't trying to make it tricky. I picked one of your favorite wrestlers.
And that's actually my favorite gimmick of his, too.
Well, there you go. So here I was thinking I was giving you an easier one, whereas last time I thought I was being tricky, and here we are.
I almost lost the game.
I don't think it's so much that it was harder. It's just that I didn't let you be as dodgy.
And I missed with all my questions.
Yeah. But I like the refresh, and I liked the opening it up to everything after 15. How'd you feel about that?
That was good. I feel like that was pretty close to the right amount of hardness. I was sweating it. I thought I was going to lose.
No. Who, like, I'm looking at strikers. So if I was just like, okay, striker with a jacket. Oh, he doesn't have face paint. So I'm looking, okay, jackets. Who's wearing a jacket?
You know what the problem is? Is Ambrose is literally my lowest striker, and he is right next to the Acros, and he's after Trish, who I just got. So I literally, and his icon doesn't show him as a jacket. It just shows him in the tank top.
I was going to say that might be tricky. And also, I didn't know if you were going to get thrown off the scent by him not having a shield link.
It did throw me off. I'm not going to lie. That was part of it, too. I'm like, no, not Ambrose. Because I was thinking it was Trickster Ambrose at first, actually.
No. Good job, Mherex. It pleased me that you did well.
No, that was a good game. Came right down to the wire. The suspense, I'm sure, created high drama for everyone.
I don't think there's been a single person that has ever listened this far into the episode.
You know,
Has anyone ever mentioned this game to you? So people talk to
no,
you.
they haven't. No one's ever
Yeah, so
mentioned the game. I
no,
don't think anyone listens to it.
It's because no one has ever listened this far.
I think you're right. If you do listen this far, prove us wrong, either in the comments of the video or on the server.
Yeah. If you listen this far, type cucumber sandwich on the server.
Yeah.
And if anyone asks, what are you talking about? Say, don't worry about it. We'll know.
We will. We'll see it. We'll hear it. We will find you.
Yeah. So, Mherex, how do you feel about your cream of the crop selection for powerhouses? Powerhouses are tough, man. There's a bunch. I mean, as we said on the Powerhouse episode, like, just close your eyes and pick one, and you're going to pick a good one.
Yeah. I like it. The bracket's starting to flesh out. I'm really kind of enjoying this quite a lot. Very interested to see which class we do next. We've covered half of them, and we have half still to go.
Yeah, and Payroll has still yet to start his Kurt Angle campaign. It's almost like he doesn't want him to be in the bracket.
It really does seem that way. I'm actually kind of excited to see what he comes up with. He's a fairly creative fella, and he has a very, very strong interest in the Olympic hero.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, by this point, I would have thought he would have had graphics made, maybe some flyers to pass out, something. But I don't know. Very, very little effort on his part.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he just thinks he isn't going to have to do any work, and everyone will just automatically choose his Olympic hero. And also, to be fair,
that's not at all what he thinks.
Yeah, to be fair, have we even decided for sure that we're going to let the listeners pick one? I mean,
no. I mean, I don't think that's a given.
Yeah, I don't either. But it could. Let us know if you're interested in the comments or on the server.
I mean, and even if they are interested, if we decide not to, I mean, our vote's going to overrule.
Yeah, I mean, we're basically heels.
Yeah.
It's our show.
All right, wrap it up, Mherex.
All right. So, exciting week ahead here of Masters of the Universe, where you cannot max the event. But there's a lot of stuff going on. We got a Blitz coming up, probably be live when this video gets posted. Hopefully they drop some more stuff in. It's going to come down to the wire for a lot of people on Walter. Let's hope for a very busy last week and a lot of people can get Walter. I'm hopeful that
I forgot that this doesn't magically appear as soon as it's done, because when you said, like, oh, by the time you listen to this, Blitz will be live. So I went to go see, and there was no Blitz.
No, yeah. It'll probably be live. I'm assuming it'll go live at noon. It might go live at 5 my time. So if it goes live I think it'll probably be ready by noon. So
live at 5, by the way, was the first almost prime time TWO wrestling show.
Really?
Yeah. TWO live at 5.
That's got a nice ring to it.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to distract you. That's it.
That's fine. That's fine. I just want to say it's really great of Big Red to continue to sponsor us. So everybody go out and get yourself a Big Red because it's delicious.
And I mean, Mherex, as long as the person trying to kill you is not interdimensional, you'll be fine. I'm not gonna let them get to you. As long as they're not interdimensional.
Why can't you stop the interdimensional?
It's not that I can't. It's complicated. Let's just say that. I can't tell you everything. I'm sorry.
I see.
But I mean, what are the chances that you have an interdimensional nemesis that's out to get you?
I would say, based on the events of my life, pretty good.
No. Well, you might be screwed.
Thanks for the support.
Yeah. I'm here for you.
So,
Number one co-host.
On that note, I'm probably safe unless it's interdimensional beings, in which case I'm screwed. Like to say thank you to everyone that's listened. Remember to like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Definitely let us know what you think in the comments. Hope you enjoyed this ridiculous thing we call the D.I.Cable Guy show. And good luck out there, guys.
And as always, people, remember, it is a game. Just have fun with it. Relax. Turn it off. Turn it off.
Do. It's off.